Hey guys, so you've looked at several examples of genocide so far in this unit. We've looked at Armenia and Cambodia and Rwanda. So we're going to take a look at two more real quick. We're going to kind of crunch them down into one aim, and these are going to be the last two examples that we check out. So Bosnia, and then a place called Darfur, which is a region of Sudan in Africa. So we will take a look at these two. We'll start with Bosnia. So, in order to understand what's going on in Bosnia, we need to go back to World War One. And if you guys remember World War One and how it started, we talked about the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand and how Gavrilo Princip, a Bosnian Serb, kind of killed him because he wanted to be able to break away and join a larger Serbian kingdom. So those nationalistic issues that led to the beginning of the World War One kind of remain. Ironically, World War One ends, and what you end up with after World War One is the newly formed country of Yugoslavia, which again takes people of different ethnic and kind of nationalistic loyalties and groups them into one country again. So the same problems that created the beginning of World War One with the assassination of Ferdinand, those same conditions are recreated with the newly found Yugoslavia. Well, as we fast forward several years, in 1992, Yugoslavia is going to break up, and all of these individual countries within Yugoslavia, including Bosnia, are going to have to figure out for themselves how to govern. And we're left with the same kind of situation. So in Bosnia, there are Christian and Muslim populations, and it is the struggle between these two different populations that will ultimately result in genocide. And you will see how nationalism plays into that too. You'll find that a lot of the Bosnian people are Muslim, and the Serbs are Christian. So you're going to see a lot of like Christian against Muslim violence, and that's going to be the basis for this one. Um, so Bosnia has a lot of Serbian people living there. Same deal as World War One, right? So Serbs are Christians. Bosniaks is a name given to Bosnian Muslims. So essentially, the Serbian military is going to kind of start wiping out these Bosniaks, and they are trying to kind of pave the way for the Serbian majority to kind of join up with Serbia. And that's kind of what the idea is. And this is another example of genocide that kind of was televised, because this was happening in the early 90s, maybe just before Rwanda. So this, we have a lot of stuff on this too, as far as images and news clips and stuff like that. Next example is from a place called Darfur. Darfur, if you look at the map, we'll start with that. Darfur is this region here on the western kind of edge of Sudan that's bordering Chad, here in Africa. So, the interesting thing about this place geographically is this is where the Arab world, people of Arab ethnicity and descent, um, kind of this is where those people collide with people of African descent. Okay, so this is the kind of the frontier where Arab meets African, and those ethnic differences are a part of this. So in Darfur, what you see is really two groups of people: Arabs and Africans. The Many of the Arabs are herders, meaning they keep cattle and so on and so forth. And a lot of the people of African descent are farmers. The similarity between these two people is everyone needs fertile land in order to do their job, both herders and farmers. Farmers obviously need fertile land to plant crops, but herders need fertile land in order to, grow things, food for their cattle and their herd. So they're both in need of the same thing. And the next part of this is really about geography. This is also on the edge of the Sahara. So as the desert expands, the fertile land that is available is less and less and less, and these groups will fight over that, and that's a big part of this. So the two sides are really called the Sudanese Liberation Army, and this is really the people of African descent and their militia against a group of people called the Janjaweed, which is sponsored by the government, and they are majority Arab militia. So it's this group against this group, and they are going to fight it out for supremacy in the area to see who's going to get most of the land. So we said that it's a lot about geography and desertification. You could see the region that we're talking about right here, indicated by the arrow, and you could see this gray kind of area. This is these are the outer limits of the Sahara Desert. So as desertification continues to occur, and we will talk about this later also, desertification is essentially the growth of desert. So as desert that is confined to one particular place, as desertification starts to take effect, that desert will start to grow as the land around that desert becomes more and more arid, and it kind of gets consumed and becomes part of the desert also. So that's happening. This area is right on the edge there of the growth of the Sahara Desert. So desertification is going to kind of cut into the available farmland there, and that's going to give these groups of people something to fight about. So you will take a look at a video about that also. So this one's pretty light. You got some questions that go with the video clip. So you guys can check that out, and try to, when you're done with this, try to get a good grip on. If you take a look at all of these different cases of genocide, try to get an idea of who is persecuting who is oppressing who, why are they fighting, and what is the impact. Those are really the three aspects of genocide that we need to know. So check out the videos, complete the worksheet, and as usual, I'm around if you guys need any help. All right, later.